Ay. Otra vez. Come here. Let me say something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Natives Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Natives Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. My name is Mario Nunez. And as always, if it's Thursday night and it's 7 o'clock, you know you're looking in live at the Tampa Native Show. I'm seated next to my broadcast partner, Tampa Steve. And if you notice tonight, we've got somebody missing here on the set. And that would be our very own 15-minute girl who is a little bit under the weather tonight. However, she's probably watching from wherever she's resting, and who knows, we might even hear from her later tonight.
That doesn't make me the 15-minute guy, does it?
No, not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay.
If she happens to miss another week, we'll renegotiate your contract, Steve. Listen, we're glad that you're there with us, as you always are, every Thursday night at 7 o'clock live. Just before we went on the air, we had a couple of technical little snafus that we're still trying to work out, and one of them involves our telephone line, so we may have to do our sound check on the line on the fly, on live TV. Well, there's some things that just
up
so
to the
exciting.
last second, weren't we?
Yep, that's just how we do things here at the Tampa Native Show. But again, we're just so happy that you're there with us, looking in on us tonight. As always, we've got another exciting show for you tonight. Steve, once again, let's go ahead and tell our viewers what they can expect to see tonight.
Well, tonight is a really special show. Actually, in fact, it's very near and dear to our hearts. You know why? Because on the Tampa Native Show, we kind of revisit places that are no longer here.
Yes.
We'll talk about our history. This is a historic preservation effort. Well, tonight's topic is, where have they gone? And these are the businesses, the buildings, the structures, not necessarily restaurants or businesses, but just things that are no longer here. For example, and we're going to get into much more detail. We're going to drill down quite a bit. But for an example, like Tampa Highlight, Laurie Park, there's a ton of them, and we're going to solicit your calls as well to help fill in the gaps for us.
Well, we'd like to remind you that we were very specific when we chose the title of our show this week, which is, Where Have They Gone? Because if we had used the connotation, if we had used the title, Steve, Where Are They Now?
Right.
Different connotation. This is where have they gone, simply because any vestige of these places only exist in our minds, in our memories, and in our hearts.
That's true.
Because, truth be told, you can drive down there south of Gandy Boulevard and Dale Mabry, and if somebody didn't tell you, you wouldn't know that that was the once proud address of the Tampa Highlight Fronton. And where Raymond James sits today, where the Buccaneers play, that was once Al Lopez Field. And that empty parking lot, just to the north, is where Tampa Stadium once was. So tonight's show is dedicated to Where Have They Gone? Right up at the top of the show, we'd like to bring on a little video. I think we've actually shown it here before, Steve, have we not?
You know, we
Or
did
is it on our website?
I think it's on the website. We did a show about matchbooks, but this video, I don't think we showed that on that show that night. So,
well, you're in for a special treat. We had the good fortune of soliciting some of our fans, and of course, Dan Perez, who's always on the job, came up with some wonderful images. Matchbooks. Do you remember how popular matchbooks were back in the 50s and 60s and 70s? Of course, everybody was smoking back then. And companies, businesses, used to use those matchbooks as a wonderful way of advertising.
And they usually had them on the counter by the
Usually
register.
had them right by the register.
In a
Of
jar.
course, everybody always, the first thing you wanted to do after you finished eating a meal was light up a cigarette. I don't know why, because I never really smoked and I never quite understood how that was. But you know, you had a meal, you celebrated with the cigarettes, and so it was appropriate to have those matchbooks up by the cash register. Well, we've got a little video. How, 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
It's about close to 3.
Okay, close to 3.
It's a great montage.
Perhaps you've not seen some of these images since these places disappeared. So if Becky is ready in the office, as she's giving me the thumbs up, she's behind the big magic glass wall. We can see her, but you can't. If Becky is ready to show that video, we'll call for that now, then we'll come back on the other side, give you a list, cursory list of some of the places Steve and I thought about, and then we'll get the show underway. So enjoy this video, about 3 minutes.
And this will jog some memories.
It's just a question of time. You make a date for golf and you can bet it rains. You're teeing off at 8 and you're still on the train. Suddenly you realize you missed the game. It's just a question of time. It's just a question of time. The days go by, the nights go by, the rent gets high. But it's of no importance, you're a wealthy guy. But someday you'll go busted if I lie, I die. It's just a question of time. So live it up while you're able. You're no longer in your teens. That old ace of spades on the table, and you know very well what that means. Oh, just a question of time. They say you smoke and drink too much, you've gone too far. It's time to meet St. Peter on a shooting star, and there you'll find him smoking in the nearest bar. It's just a question of time. So live it up while you're able. You're no longer in your teens. That old ace of spades is on the table, and you know very well what that means. Oh, it's just a question of time. You have a few martinis with a girl named Anne. You ask if you can take her home, she says you can. But when you hit the door, she just says, later, man. It's just a question of time. It's just a question of time. It's just a question of time. Yeah. It's just a question.
Wow. Did that bring you right back? Well, I got to tell you, it did me. How about you, Stevie?
It put me in the mood. It did.
It's just a question of time.
Exactly.
Well, we're off and running now. So you get an idea. Are you getting a sense of what the show is going to give us tonight? Let me just say right up at the top, I've got 2, 3, 4 real quick announcements I want to make, Stevie.
Definitely.
Bear with me.
Okay.
First of all, happy birthday to one of our newest fans and viewers, Ms. Blanca Hernandez, who does wonderful, wonderful work with Forever Yours Pet Rescue. Stevie, if you'll reach over there on the table next to you, there's a calendar there. We're going to be giving that away. Blanca was gracious enough to give this to us. They do wonderful pet rescue work, specifically in the category of gaticos, which for my non-Spanish speaking friends, that's cats. and she gave us this wonderful calendar that we're going to give away tonight on our bolita drawing. So Blanca, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And thank you for sharing the love with us, and thank you for the good work you do in the pet rescue category.
Great
There's no reason to go out there and buy an animal from a breeder.
Absolutely.
Or from a pet store when you can rescue one.
I agree.
All right. Tonight we're also giving away a Tampa Natives shirt, bolita number. When you call, give us your bolita number. If you can't get in, because we expect once we go to the phone lines, and Hello Dory is standing by waiting to take your calls, you can also send an email tonight. We will allow you to do that. But please, include a place that is no longer here. Some place that you remember. Some place that's going to set them apart. Because, you know, we've got lists.
Well, we've compiled an
I've got
amazing
3
number.
pages here.
I've got about 100
And I stopped
right here.
because I didn't want to spoil everybody else's surprise. But that's how many places have disappeared from view.
And that's just scratching the surface. There's a lot more.
Stevie and I lived in specific parts of town.
Right.
And we know you lived in a specific part of town. So there are places that you're going to remember that Steve and I will not.
Right.
Please call us tonight, send us an email, and let us know. Also, yay! Bell ring right up front. You know who this is, right? This is Joe Nome, Tampa native. And Joe Nome, are you happy tonight? What's that?
He talks.
Tell me why. We re-signed David Price. For how much?
14 million.
14 million? We're going to get David Price on the show. So, for those of us that are Rays fans and can't wait for spring training, David Price, another year in the fold.
And the price was right.
The price was absolutely right. There you go, Stevie. However, let me just say for the record, if we don't do it this year, I don't think 14 million is going to keep him next year. So, all right, you heard it here first. Miss Jan Pittman Lazara. Stevie, why does that name sound familiar to you?
Well, she called into to the show last week when we
Yes,
had
she
our
did.
guest, Paul Guzzo.
Yes,
In
she
fact, she called me during the week. I talked to her, had a
Did she really?
great conversation. And by the way, I want to thank Ralph and Jan both for the donation they so kindly gave to us.
Yes.
In fact, it's because of people like that and also our fans that keep us on the air. But we're going to probably, on May, if you're free Saturday, maybe we can go meet with them. If not this Saturday, maybe the one following.
Because I understand they have something special they want to
Well,
share?
well, interesting thing. We've been calling out for photos. We've been making a plea to everyone. She's responded. Her and her husband Ralph
Nice.
responded to that. They have an entire scrapbook with photos of all of old Tampa. So
Old
we can
Tampa.
get us go to
Why
their
do
house.
we wax so nostalgic about old Tampa, Stevie?
Well,
Why?
because it was such a great time back then. Just things are so different back then than they are now.
How different
You know?
were they?
That's a good question.
Well, did you drive to the studio tonight?
It took me a long time to get here.
Did you have to traverse any of I-275, I-4, any of that nonsense?
That's one. Well,
We don't want to digress. We don't want to
Exactly.
throw a wet blanket on the show tonight because tonight's going to be all about goodness and remembering those wonderful times. But I don't know about this traffic. I'm having a difficult time figuring it out. Okay, special announcement, Stevie.
got another one?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight in studio, Phil and Carmen Nunez, who donated a check.
They did as well.
Remember, I held it up 2 weeks ago, a $100 check. We promised anybody who comes up with $100 for us, which is about 2 shares of the Tampa Native Show, because we got it all like that, in studio. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow us to introduce to you, camera one, Phil and Carmen Nunez. Bring them up, Beck. Bring them up, Beck. There they are. Look at that guy doing the wave
Doing the
right
wave.
there. And of course, La Princesa giving you her Queen's wave. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Phil, so much. And we've got them mic'd
That's
up
great.
as well.
That's great.
So if we've got a question we need to ask, because who knows about old Tampa better than 2 old timers? And I say that with love in my heart. Those are my parents. So thank you, Phil and Carmen. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Also, spoiler alert,
Another one.
Maura Barrios. For those of you that might know
yeah.
that name, Maura Barrios. She may be with us next week, Stevie.
Oh,
I'm
really?
working on booking her as a guest. She's going to come in and talk to us a little bit about West Tampa history.
Talking about
She's
history.
writing a book currently. Maura, we can't wait to have you in studio with us. Okay, Stevie.
Very
We're at
knowledgeable.
15-minute
Look,
mark.
look what's happening here.
Oh, boy. We're at the 15-minute mark, Stevie. Why don't you read some of your
Well,
names?
you know what?
I'll read some of mine.
I have 2 minutes. So I'm just going to pick out some good ones here.
In no particular order and in no particular neighborhood. But we're
Right.
going to go ahead and just throw out some names. Go ahead, Stevie.
I had to kind of narrow it down in some fashion.
Go ahead.
So generally speaking, I have Hook
Read
and
10, I'll read 10.
Okay, Hook and Holsinger, Armenian Nursery, Allied Discount Tires,
Allied Discount Tires.
Unclaimed Freight is great. You'll love it at Levitt's. What else? We have Wonder Bread, Ellis National Bank, which was on Hillsborough and Himes, Loch Raven Golf Course,
Oh, wow.
Himes and MLK.
I had that too.
Jim Harrell Pontiac, Ernie Hare Ford, Furman Olds, Floorland Mall, Lowe's Austin Theaters, Hillsborough Drive-In, Hillsborough Rock and Chair Theater, Tower Drive-In, 20th Century, Crawdaddy's, Farrell's Ice Cream, Dipper Dan.
Hey, leave me a few.
No, how about you?
You went well past 10. Okay,
away.
Some of these really don't quite qualify because some of these, the structures still exist. The actual buildings still exist, but they've changed names because they've gone corporate, they've gone Hollywood. But callers, we see you there. Please stand by. Give us just a minute. I'm going to go fast. Regal Lanes, Crown Lanes, Prince Groceries, Baker's Pool Hall, Army Navy Surplus, Florida Sporting Goods, Florida Athletic Company, Curtis Hickson Hall and Convention Center, Loch Raven Golf Course, Shakey's Pizza, Andy's Helados, Church's Chicken, Brown's Chicken, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips, Unclaimed Freight is still great, National, Auto, Supermarket, Wholesome Bakery, Florida Dairy, Shock Armstrong, Dr. Paul Bearer, Ernie Lee, Big 13. Are you getting the idea? Fairyland, Safety Village, the Tanga Lounge, the Mullet Inn, Ben T. Davis Beach. I know the beach is still there, but the beach is not there. Not what
really.
we grew up knowing.
No.
The beach is about this long now. If you blink when you drive past it, that's it. Take a big breath, take a big breath. Let me get, oh no, look at this over, look at this.
I got more too?
Here we go, you go.
How about Moss Brothers, Montgomery Ward's, Cash and Carry, You Save, Sims, Service Merchandise, Standard Sales, Golden Triangle, Sports Unlimited, Goody Goody, Lamas, DJ's Oyster Bar, Licata's. How about you?
Tampa Stadium, Al Lopez Field, Horizon Park, Tampa Bay Center, Buffalo Avenue, Hutto's Corner, Borden's Dairy, King Arthur's Inn, Hawaiian Village, the Huddle Lounge, the Tiger's Den, Dale Mabry Lanes, Eckerd Drugs, Cash and Carry Supermarket, Montgomery Wards. All right, you get the idea. This list goes on, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got callers lining up. So
to share theirs.
Remember the tagline here at the Tampa Native Show. The Tampa Native Show, where sharing your memories has never been this much fun. Stevie and I can share our memories all day long, but this is about you.
We want to hear from them.
So we go to caller on line
let's do
4. Line 4 it is.
First time.
Caller, we see you there. You're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Art Lentz. I'm in Murphy, North Carolina.
Is this my buddy Art Lentz?
Yeah, it's me, brother.
Artie, how are you, man? First time caller?
First time caller.
There you go, Papa. Just for you. How are you, Art?
Doing fine. A little cold up here, but doing fine.
I'm so glad you called, man. And hopefully Kiki and Raul are watching tonight, too, at the restaurant, and they're watching and they're hearing their buddy Art Lentz. Art, talk to us about a place that you remember. Now, we grew up down the street from each other, man, so the places I remember, you're going to remember, but perhaps you remember one that I didn't mention there.
How about Dan Good Sandwich Shop over there on Dale Mabry?
I had it on my list. I just
too.
didn't get to
sure
it.
do.
Dan Goods and Caddy Corner across the street, a little bit down the street, Mirabella's Seafood.
Yep.
Yep.
Wonderful places all, and you know what? We just got to ask ourselves, where did they go and where's the time gone, Art?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, that was about 40 years ago, over 40 years ago.
You know,
Good, when I worked over at Dan Goods.
we used to ride our bikes over there on the hot summer afternoons when we weren't in school during the summertime, sneak in through the dining room. We weren't mischievous kids. We were pretty respectful, but we would sneak in there. Why? Because there was air conditioning.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
And they used to have a big ice machine there that used to give those little cubes of ice. Do you remember that, Art?
Yeah, we used to bring cups in and get the ice and sneak out with it.
There you go. There you go. I see you were part of that ruffian crowd too, huh, Art?
Yeah, I was.
Man, it's so good to hear you, man. I know you're going to be in town at the end of the month. Make sure you look us up so we can get some lunch together.
10-4, buddy.
Give us your bolita number.
Number 3.
Number 3 it is, all for you. Thank you, Artie. Appreciate you calling. Stay
Thank
warm
you.
up there in North Carolina.
Take care, people.
Thank you, buddy.
You know, Dan Goods
Bye-bye.
was my first introduction to the submarine sandwich. I never knew
And
what
then,
that was.
and then Al's Sandwich Shop, which was there on
right.
Wishart and leading into the heart of Wellswood, was another kind of popular sandwich shop. Remember that?
I remember the name, but I never went in there, though.
Al's Sandwich Shop. Wow.
So
Artie
many
Lentz
places,
calling
so
from
many
North
places.
Carolina. That's so good. We've got a caller on line 5. Stevie, give him that number just in case.
That number is 977-6800. Had to take another look there, but 977-6800, of course, area code 813. Give us a call and share with us your story of places no longer here.
Places you remember.
That you
Caller
remember.
on line 5. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Hugh, and I'm from South Tampa.
Hi, Hugh from South
Hello,
Tampa.
Hugh.
It's not like we don't know who you are. I'm trying to get to the volume here, Stevie. Don't let me disconnect Hugh. Oh, here
It's right
it is.
there.
All right, Hugh, tell us something about a place that you're very... Oh, I know what he's going to go. Hugh, you want me to tell you what you're going to say?
Well, you're going to say I'm going to say Al Lopez Field when that's a good, it would be a good guess. But what I'm going to really say is Laster's Pharmacy.
Oh, Laster's
yeah.
Pharmacy.
We had a picture
We
of
had
that.
that on the list as well. That's one of those places where the building is still there, of course,
Right.
but the the spirit and the innards and what made Lastra's Pharmacy so great no longer exists. Although Bobby and Artie are still around. Is John around as well?
I'm not sure. You know, I haven't seen John in a long
The
time.
big brother? And hopefully they're watching tonight and they'll call in and tell us a memory that they have as well. And what was right next door to Lastra's? Go ahead.
That lunch counter, I mean, we as kids, we'd ride our bikes, you know, there and,
Sure.
and go to the lunch counter, and they had the best, well, of course, the ice cream was awesome, too. But
Thank you.
the best hamburger just made from scratch, you know, that you'd ever want to have there. And they have Ray Damson there, or Hugh Smith would drop in, you know. From
Right down the street.
Yeah.
just right up the street, and you had all the comic books there, and you had, you know, it was like a little convenience store in a way too.
Uh-huh.
And then Mary and Teresa and Arthur and all those guys. It was like a family. It was a family. It was a family-owned business.
Tampa was a family. What are you talking about,
That's
Hugh?
right.
Get it right.
That's right. It was a family.
Tampa was a big extended family, and that's what we miss so much, I think, and that's what makes our show resonate with so many people. I know I'm beating a little bit of a dead horse here, but forgive me. That's, I think, what most of us who are here, when we drive around town and we see those license plates on the cars that are from everywhere but here, you know, and it's just, it's changing our small little town, and we're going down swinging, man, because I'm not going out like that.
You know, how about Lynn Optical? There's a Chinese place now or something, the Walk or something, but you remember HC Lynn Optical?
Lynn Optical, absolutely, and the place also that had that pipe, was it Edwards Pipe Store? It was right there on Henderson?
Yeah, I think that's still there. Yeah.
But it's no longer Edwards, though. It is Edwards?
I think it still is.
I've got 2 or 3 people nodding very affirmatively in the booth that it is still Edwards. And if that's the case, guess who's going down there to talk to them about a sponsorship for the Tampa Native Show?
You know who used to own it? It was the legendary Ed Scott, who used to be 3D Danny.
Oh, wow. Now you're taking us back. Go on, Hugh. Go on, Mr. Hugh Perrette.
3D Danny.
Start calling you Tampa Hugh. Hey, give us your Bolita number real quick.
23.
23. We want to set a record tonight for calls, and the only way we can do that is be kind of brief. We don't want to be rude, but...
And right next door to Lastra Pharmacy was Menendez Hardware. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that, were you sure?
I think, was that right? Or was it Alonzo Pharmacy?
No,
next
I'm
door?
gonna correct Tampa Steve because he's got this a little bit wrong.
Oh, you know, you're right, because Alonzo Pharmacy was next door to Menendez Hardware, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those were on Howard Avenue.
Right, right.
Next door to...
This was on Kennedy, but what
Right.
was
But it was now. Oh.
what was next to Lastra's? Come on, fellas. The sign is on, and they're hot. Go ahead.
The donuts.
Come on,
Oh, there you
Krispy
go.
Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
I'm gonna take your Tampa Natives card away, Hugh. You don't remember Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. We've got
Thank
you down
you.
for number 23.
Right.
Appreciate you watching.
Great show.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Got a caller on line 4.
Calls are just pouring in, aren't they? Look
We
at this.
love it when this happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a line open, 813-977-6800. We love our first-time callers. Thanks again, Artie, for calling from North Carolina. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey guys, it's David Benito calling.
David
Hey,
Benito.
hey,
I
David.
can't ring a bell on you, Davey, and you call every other week.
We get to ring it
Tell
anyway.
us some, hey man, you grew up on the island. Tell us some place on the island that's no longer there.
Well, it's oh yeah, you're making me feel real old with some of these, but
You are old, Papa. Not as old as me and Stevie, but you're old.
breakfast place that kind of just changed just a little while ago. Pink Flamingo was the place for breakfast on the island.
What's it called?
Pink Flamingo.
Oh, the Pink Flamingo. Stevie, remember the Pink
I don't
Flamingo?
remember that.
I didn't get
No,
to the island
I
as
didn't-
often as
No,
I
no,
would have liked to.
myself
For
either.
some reason, it was an island. And I guess you needed a boat or a gondola or something. Or I don't even know how to get there.
And another couple of other restaurants. Another one I remember. It was on Del Mabry, I think, around Cyprus. It used to be called Po. It was called Po Folks.
Yes,
Folks, right?
yes. Now, that's my neck of the woods, and you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that had the mason jars for the glasses and.
Yes.
So,
That
There was one on
corner,
Florida
that
Avenue,
corner
too.
has been 1,000 different restaurants, actually, if I'm not mistaken. That corner,
I think Rio Bravo, maybe?
it was many, many incarnations, and finally I think it just gave out. But you're right though. You're right though. And Ayers Diner. I mean, you're right there. Cypress and Dale Mabry. That's Ayers Diner
have a
country
picture
right
of that
there.
just across the street from those two. It's still there, but when the late great Dow Sherwood.
Dow Sherwood
Right.
Pancake House, one of our sponsors, absolutely.
Yeah, when he was around, when Mr. Sherwood was alive, that was. I mean, it's still the place to go, but you know, it's unfortunately, you know, it's still good, but it's not the same without Mr. Sherwood around.
Easy, they're one of our sponsors.
Yeah,
They might
and
be
I also
listening.
remember, speaking of Mr. Sherwood, Showboat.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
And if you go to the Dallas Sherwood Pancake House, which is now just referred to as the Pancake House, the monkey in the box that you dropped the monkey is still there.
Yeah,
Been there
the
since the
monkey-
1950s, my brother.
I put quite a bit of change in that monkey.
There you go.
And the change is still in there.
Davian, give us your bulletin number, man. We want to free up this line because somebody else is just dying to get in.
Sure, 47.
Some things never change. 47?
That did change.
See, Coach Young on there.
Thank you, Davian. We appreciate it. We got you down for 47.
All right, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, we got a couple emails,
Bye-bye.
too. Bruce Krinsman.
Let me- What's that,
Oh.
Steve? Did you have
He sent an
Did you
email.
have a 15-minute girl moment?
No. It was
Because you're
Bruce-
blurting stuff out like she does.
Well, no. What happened was he sent an email, number 39.
And he called in.
And he called in at
See?
the same exact time.
Oh,
how did he
that's
do that?
wonderful.
How did he
That's
do both?
wonderful. Hold on, let me write down this before I forget. That was Davian Benito.
Alyssa Governal says, how about foreigners?
Yeah, how about foreigners?
How about foreigners? That's another one.
I got to remember to write down the numbers
The
because
Sports
that's what our
Lounge?
15-minute girl does, and she's not here tonight. So I'm at a loss. All right, it's line 5. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Bruce Krensman, South Tampa.
Hey, Bruce
Bruce
Krensman, how
Krensman.
are you?
Fine. Enjoying the show.
Thank you so much.
for
We
calling
appreciate
in.
you calling in. We appreciate you looking in on us, man.
I got a Hotel International Inn.
There it is.
There you go.
It was on our list. We just hadn't got to it. Yeah, man. You know what? When that building, that International Inn, was the site of a lot of stuff. The JFK, of course,
JFK,
visited
right.
there. But I mean, gosh, as kids, we used to ride up there and sneak in the back way and
Such
play
a big
tennis
place, too,
on the
wasn't
tennis
it?
courts.
It was huge.
Not only was it huge, but it was
Came
like
in the coffee shop when he was in town.
yes.
Got his autograph on my high school picture.
Who was that?
Joe Namath.
Oh, absolutely.
nice,
Well,
nice.
And you know that's another place. Whenever the teams came in to play their preseason games here, they would stay there. And you know the other place they would stay? I mentioned it a minute ago, if you were listening. They just tore it down about 6 months ago. They raised the entire building. Tiki Torches?
Hawaiian Village.
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
Village.
Village.
Because of its proximity to the stadium. And it was a very nice place back in the 50s and 60s, particularly, when they played the preseason football games. And then, of course, the International Inn because it was so close to the airport. Wow, Bruce, any place else that you can think of?
The Flame.
The Flame?
Flame? We had that.
Oh, that was on one of the matchbooks.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
Yep, that was a restaurant.
Yep.
Wonderful restaurant.
In the bowling alley on Davis Island, Coliseum.
Coliseum.
Oh, my man. He took us all the way back
He did.
to the island. And Davian Benito didn't remember that. And he's an island native.
And that's on, I think it was on Columbia Avenue.
Nice. Wow, Bruce.
Near the stadium in the 70s called Cafe California.
Where was that?
Next to the Buick dealership, where it's a Mercedes dealership now.
Next to Jim Harrell?
That was-
on the south side?
No, Jim Harrell was on Dale Mabry.
And Hillsborough.
And Dale Mabry.
It was Royal Buick.
The big hat.
Yes.
Royal Buick.
Yes. Wow, that's a good one. I didn't have that
Yeah.
one on my list.
Pontiac dealership.
Right.
For that matter, the ABC on Hillsborough.
Where the Mercedes dealership is now.
The Mark Twain.
Mark Twain was up at the
Yeah,
Hillsborough.
Plaza.
plaza.
Yep.
The Cafe California was a real trendy little restaurant
Sounds familiar.
right next to that Buick dealership, walking distance to the stadium.
And if there's one thing we know about Bruce Krensman here on the Tampa Native Show, he knows trendy. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that.
We've seen pictures.
Leave it right there. We've seen how you used to dress back in the day, my brother.
Yeah, I still have the clothes.
Nice, nice. But can you fit into them? That's the question.
I have a good tailor.
Attaboy. Hey, give us your Bolita number, Bruce.
39.
39 it is, my
He
man.
already has it.
We got it? Okay, wonderful. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate you. We always look forward to your calls.
Sure thing, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
I knew tonight's topic was going to be popular, but this is crazy.
No.
This is
But
great.
and listen, I got to write these numbers down because
There's another one.
I thanked Artie for his call from Carolina, and then I thanked Davian for his call. And as I'm talking, Hugh.
Carol
and
Perdomo?
I realized I got to write down some numbers.
Carol Perdomo, she
Line
writes,
4.
how about Sports Center Lounge on Cypress and Himes, the best oysters in town?
Why don't you give me her number while you're
You
doing
know,
that,
she didn't give
brother?
me a number.
Oh, give me all those numbers now.
Carol, give me a number.
Don't mess this up.
Okay, we
What
have
else you got? Caller,
Angelo,
we see you there. Stand by.
Angelo Ramori.
Go.
Great show so far. I have eaten at more than half of the places you showed in the matchbooks. Do you have on your list Cuervo's Restaurant,
Cuervos.
Alvarez Restaurant,
Alvarez.
the Silver Ring, and this was on my list, Mercedes. Remember Mercedes?
Mercedes, come
restaurant?
on, man.
Mercedes?
Come on.
Los Helados,
Los Helados
de
Ybor.
Veranda on Kennedy,
Yes.
La Crosse Pharmacy, Columbia Music and Appliances, Martin Uniforms.
Martin's Uniforms. I work there.
We can go on forever, is what he says. And we can.
Hey, Angelo, and what do you mean by, I'm looking right at you, Angelo, what do you mean by the show's good so far?
That's what I was thinking.
This show is good all the time, man. Thank you for writing. Can you give me a number?
Number 24.
24. Let me write that down, then we're going to go to the caller. And then we're going to go to the Peanut Gallery, because I think the
Callers.
Peanut Gallery, this is Angelo.
The
Peanut Gallery
Peanut
had
Gallery
something to offer
has
as
a
well.
list too.
Yep.
Sure do.
Angelo Ramore.
And I have more on my list. This is out of control.
All right, caller on line 4. Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Natives Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is PJ Testa
Hey.
from Scepter, Florida.
No, it's
Testa.
not.
Yeah, it is, brother.
How come every time I go see you at the office, you're never there?
He's in Sefner.
We've been playing tag
We
for
have,
about
we have.
months.
That's all gonna come to a stop here very abruptly. And in a minute, I'm gonna flash the camera over there at those two people. Matter of fact, why don't you, Becky, just go ahead and show our live studio audience in case.
The entire audience.
PJ, there he is. Wave at Mr. Testa. You know those people, PJ? Look who I got to come in and be with us tonight in the studio.
I see them there. I miss those guys. How y'all doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Talk right into the microphone. He can hear you. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got a few places that I've been thinking of.
Let us have it.
Messa's Sandwich Shop
Where was that?
on the corner of Lincoln and Tampa Bay Boulevard.
Oh, Lincoln and
I
Tampa
don't
Bay.
remember that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was a great little sandwich shop there and made good Cuban sandwiches and good Cuban coffee.
Are you spelling that M-E-S-A, Mesa?
Mesa.
Okay, Mesa.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, and the arcade in Sulphur Springs.
Yes.
All right.
Good one.
Zychex in
Oh,
South
yes.
Tampa.
Gandy Boulevard.
Yeah, Gandy Boulevard. Levitt's Furniture
Love it at
Love
Levitt's.
it at Levitt's.
Boulevard.
Yes.
You remember that?
Of course.
yeah.
J.M. Fields right there on Gandy Boulevard.
And of course, there was Goody Goody
Goody goody.
down Tampa, best greasy hamburger ever made.
Hello.
With special sauce.
So many places that were great and are gone now.
There's
you
too
know?
many. Too many.
Gone from sight,
But not forgotten.
but certainly not forgotten and certainly not lost in our hearts. You know what I
Right.
mean? You can mention Goody Goody and Frisch's Big Boy.
You could taste it almost.
Yeah.
And you're almost there again. Ayers Diner, you know what I mean? You're almost there again.
Yeah.
Thank you, PJ, so much. We
Good to see
appreciate
you.
you.
Come and see me next week, all right?
We'll do, I promise. We'll do. We'll come see you early part of the week, Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. What's your number, baby? 16.
16.
The woman said.
There you go. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
you bet.
Bye-bye.
You know, we have a
JD,
problem.
Test it. Tell me.
We have photos too.
Oh, my goodness.
We have photos.
Woo! And the hour's going by. And
And
we're going to go to the
the
Peanut
Peanut
Gallery in
Gallery.
just
That's
a
right.
second. So we're qualifying another caller. While we do, let's go to the microphones, show our live studio audience, give them that live moniker. Carmen, if you'd like to pick up the phone, go ahead and pick up the microphone there and pull it straight towards you. You can pull it right off of there. Can you pull it off of there?
Viola Todd, Ladies Fashions.
Yes?
Frame Fashions.
Yes.
That's in South Tampa.
Okay.
In Ybor City, we have Valdez Jewelers
Tata Valdez.
and Martinez Cleaners right there on the corner of 15th and 8th Avenue.
Oh, wow.
Good ones.
Right
Good
there.
ones.
And then we have over on Gandy,
Yes?
Zaire,
Yes?
and we had Belk Lindsay,
Yes?
and we had, what was it? J.M. Fields.
J.M. Fields, I just mentioned J.M.
Yeah,
Fields.
J.M.
Thank you
Fields.
for that. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
No,
See?
nice job.
Be careful
That's
because I
great.
think the mic is stuck on your purse there. There you go. Thank
She
you for
added
that.
more to the list. That's
Carmen
great.
Nunez.
And
Well,
my number,
oh, yeah. Look at that. She wants to make sure she gets her number in.
pull the numbers now, 65.
65 for Carmen and Phil. You want to give us each one?
Well, he'll take 29. No?
Okay, so Carmen gets 65. And we'll give Phil 29. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
Don't
Wonderful.
don't forget TG&Y.
Oh, wow.
TG&Y, Scotty's, and how about Cook's Department Store? Remember that?
Yes.
Florida and Waters.
S&H stamps.
S&H
S&H
green stamps. We have a
stamps
picture of that.
And Sports Unlimited.
Sports Unlimited. You
Right
got
there
it.
on Hillsborough.
That's right.
By Unclaimed Freight. Was it line 4
Pantry
or 5,
Pride.
Dory? 5. Let's go to line 5. Caller. I'm breathless, man. The calls are coming so hot and heavy. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Big Mike from Tampa Native, living in Orlando.
Big Mike.
This is our Big Mike, Big Pumpkin,
Mike, good to hear
Tampa
from you.
Native Orlando. Attaboy, Mikey. What you got?
It is. I'm not from Orlando. You know, you say, well, who are you calling?
That's right.
No. That's a
in
Tampa
Orlando.
Native living in Orlando. He's just displaced. He'll be back.
Forget about it. You guys looking great, good
Thank
and
you.
great, man.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
get to get 2 for 1, bowl of soup. What's the deal?
Yeah, you
We
know.
did.
yeah,
No
you
hat.
know.
No hat though.
Sometimes it happens.
All right. So listen, I'm thinking pizza parlor.
Pizza parlor. The
That's-
building is still there.
That's one.
Salad.
Ooh, yes.
Unbelievable.
Jay Burns.
You were right about a hardware store. but it wasn't next to Lastra's. The hardware store next to Lastra's was Paxton's.
There it is.
That's right. In fact, Hugh Perret
Then there was
cleared that up.
another space, and then there was Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
right.
And the Cleaners, which is still there, used to be, was it, now it's a McNatt's. What was it before, guys? Right there on the corner of MacDill and Kennedy, that Cleaner.
Was it
No, maybe
Pioneer?
Was it Pioneer?
Is next to A&W, or where A&W used to be, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
that's on the other side of MacDill and on the south side of Kennedy. That whole strip center there was where A&W was. A&W was there. But that Cleaners is still there. Somebody knows the original name of that Cleaners, please call us. We'd like to know. Hey, Big Mike, how's things in Orlando?
Things are okay, man. Just getting ready to move back to Tampa, hopefully.
Oh,
Oh, wow, we can't wait for you to come back to Tampa because you know what? We need a good lighting guy here on the set. And we know you know a good thing or two about lighting.
Yeah, you know, I'm retired or retarded. I don't know which one.
Bring it out here, brother. We'll buy the café con leche. I know you work cheap. You can work on we'll give you a credit on the show. Tremendous.
No, inexpensive, not cheap.
Affordable.
I hope he moves here.
Affordable.
That'd be great.
That's right.
Give us your number, man.
All right, I'm going to do 23.
All right, 20.
And for Sherry Strawberry, my wife, which 147 is already taken, how about 43?
All right, I'm going to give 43 Sherry Strawberry. Hang on just a second. Let me flip that over and go to 43 for Sherry. But I'm going to have to flip you to 32 because Hugh Perret beat you to 23. Unless you want
That's fine, man.
32. There you go, Big Mike. All right, my brother. We appreciate you calling, man. We appreciate
Thanks,
you
Big
being a
Mike.
great fan. And we're hoping that tonight is bringing back a lot of memories for you, like Victoria Station, like Aunt Hattie's, like Bone Shakers. Are you with me?
Oh, my God. I saw all those matchbooks. I knew them all.
Of course you did, man. That was our day. That was when we were running around. That was our time.
That's right, brother. And, you know, I hope 15-Minute Girl feels better. And
Thank you.
I just want to send it out to her.
She's there listening to you, Papi. Thank you. I'm sure she's feeling the love. Thanks for calling,
We
Big
can't
Mike.
wait to see you.
Good talking, you guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye. Big Mike's moving back, man.
That's good news, huh?
You got any more emails?
Well, you know, no more emails, but we do have, how about pet stores like Fish World,
Go with it.
Minnehaha,
Go with
Tropical
it.
Fish. What else we have? Petco. No, not Petco. It was, I can't think of the name of it. What was the other pet? I can't remember. But anyway, we had Victoria Station. Remember Obi's?
Sure.
We had El Carmelo, Cafe Pepe. I mentioned that. How about Ponderosa?
Oh,
Remember
Ponderosa.
The number 5. Well done. I
Texas
used to get that all
Toast,
the time.
Ponderosa. Can I give you a few?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get this ready. Copper Door, 20th Century Drive-In, Lowe's Theater, Twin Bays Theaters, Horizon Park 4, Hillsborough Drive-In, Hillsborough Theater, Super Test Amusement Park, Lowry Park, former Homer Hesterly Armory, the Sportatorium, 4th of July Cafe, or the 4 de Julio, the Silver Ring, Las Brisas, La Económica, Ybor City Boys Club, Cascaden Park Baseball Field. Wow.
Fortune
A
Cookie,
moment of silence.
DiPiero's.
A moment of silence, please. Cascaden Park Baseball Field.
Oh, yeah.
This breaks my heart. Okay.
Brewmaster, Steak and Ale, Western Sizzlin', Lungs.
Dale Mabry Drive-In, Frisch's Big Boy, Snack City, Las Novedades, Valencia Gardens, El Madrid Restaurant, Café Sevilla, Mercedes Cafeteria, and Morrison's
And Duff's Smorgasbord.
Cafeteria. 4 or 5? I think
Japanese
she wants
Steakhouse.
5. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mario Robert Gonzalez.
This is Robert Gonzalez from West Tampa.
Yeah.
Robert, tell us a place that we've forgotten.
Well, you guys showed a picture of this on your opening credit.
Yes.
When my wife Carrie and I got married,
Yes.
we had a rehearsal dinner there, La Cata's Steakhouse.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The Flaming
We have a
Steak.
picture of that.
That's it. And there's one other place that I'm sure will tug at the heartstrings of all those who went to the original Jefferson High School.
Yes.
Right around the corner from there, on Columbus Drive, the Dragonette.
Oh, wait a minute.
Dragonette? I don't remember.
That's
that.
fresh. The Dragonette. How many dragons have...
No. The Dragonette was around Columbus Drive on the street that runs in front of the old Jefferson High School.
Highland.
And that was the hangout for everybody that went to the original Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because my brother, who graduated from the original Jefferson, he used to go there. And I had, well, you know, I'm a baby boomer. I'm a Latino, so that means I have a lot of cousins.
This for your cousins, man. Apparently you had a lot of them.
That's great.
Oh, I had a bunch. And they all graduated, except for a handful, graduated from the
Jefferson.
original Jefferson.
Sure.
And they all, everybody always talked about the Dragonette.
Dragonette.
And they said that when they used to go in there, the smell of cigarettes was so thick it would knock your eyeballs out.
I bet you, Onelio Ochoa and the guys and Ray Perez and all those guys from the early '60s that used to graduate, they were cool guys. But it sounds like everybody went there, not just the cool people, but everybody went there because it was a place to go.
Yeah, my brother used to go there, and so
Was he a cool guy?
A lot of people used to go there.
Hey, give us your bolita number.
36.
You got it, man. 36.
All right.
You got it. Listen, thank you, Robert.
Thank you,
we
Robert.
appreciate you looking in on us, brother.
All right, so long.
Thanks
Bye.
for
Thank you.
watching.
Bye-bye.
Got a couple Michaels emailed in.
Oh, wait. Let me write this down. Robert Gonzalez, because, I'll forget.
Don't forget,
and then,
don't forget.
I'll mess
Oh, no.
things up. I don't want to do that.
You
Go
can't
ahead.
have that.
Hit me.
Okay,
Caller, we see you there. Stand by.
we got Michael Scholes, South Tampa Food. He
Oh,
goes,
Michael Scholes. Hi, Michael.
Hey
Thanks
guys,
for looking in.
This is a good one here. Don't forget,
Michael Scholes.
Don't forget Mac and Ivy's Sandwich Shop on Henderson.
Yes.
The best steak sandwich in town. And I don't think he didn't give us a number.
Can I
though.
say something real quick?
Yeah,
Michael,
go ahead.
why you never send us a number, man? You
Yeah,
always send us
definitely.
an email. You never send us a number. Don't you want to win? You're hurting our feelings. Listen,
Mike
can I
Ballou?
say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mike Baloo, you better call in, too.
Oh no, he email right here.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Mike Ballou.
Today, Stevie, today, cold,
Real cold. Felt good.
crisp, sunshine. Could you just not put your nose up to the air and smell that Mac and Ivy's? Could you not hear the Midway calling
Yep.
you? Is this not Florida State fair weather?
Italian sausage sandwich with mustard and
Is
green
this
pepper
not?
and
Could you
onions.
smell the funnel cakes, man?
Oh yeah.
This is Florida State weather. Come see
We're-
the
we're
live
at that
killer
time.
rats.
We'll do
All
it.
right.
We'll have to do another show on
Come
that.
see Myra.
Hey, this is Mike Bluehaw's
Give me Mike
list.
Bluehouse.
He's got Mirabella's Restaurant,
Yes.
Rasputin's Clothing Store,
Yes.
Chan's Hobby Shop, which we have a photo.
Yes.
Morson's Cafeteria.
Yes.
Sanchez Lounge, Gus's and Lil's,
Gus and Lil's.
Spanish Park, El Camelo,
Yes.
Los Helados, Baker's Pool Hall, and the Godfather Lounge.
Wow, thanks,
Oh,
Mikey.
Bolita number 3 and 18 for Cindy.
Okay, 18 for Cindy. Let me put this down. Hold on. 18, Cindy.
And 3 for Mike if it's available.
It
which
is?
It is.
All right, and we'll go to line 5 here in just a second. Oh, she said 3? She said 3?
3.
Oh, Artie Lentz took 3. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it could be 13 then.
Okay, he's always got a backup.
He's got a backup.
That's
He's-
why we love
he's
Mike
well
Baloo,
prepared,
'cause He's always got a backup. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Cindy. All right, caller on line 5.
Oh, I remember one.
Caller, we see you there. Thanks for waiting. You're live on the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, little buddy.
Hey, is this a skipper?
Skipper.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, let's get something together over there at that place that that place that you run over there in Soho that's so cool. We want to go see you, Case. Can you put something together? The Tiny Tap needs us.
I don't see why not.
All right. Tell us your memory, man.
Man, one that you just mentioned earlier, but it's near and dear to my heart, the Mullet Inn.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. That was a classic.
Casey has called in before and talked about the Mullet Inn
did.
because every time he even says the word Mullet Inn, his eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
And he just has to go like this and lick his fingers because the newspaper. Remember, Case?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They glaze over like a Krispy Kreme donut.
Hot and fresh, man.
That's
Right.
nice.
The Mullet Inn.
Remember, my dad was in charge of the bar at the Mullet Inn, and I used to wash dishes there, and then he would, when I would get off my shift, I'd go in the back canal and I'd fish. And so he got off work to take me home. It was good times.
Magical
What a
times,
great
Casey.
memory that is.
Magical times, my brother.
But just the other day, my mother found little archives that I now possess. She has a place setting of 12, service for 12, of the Mullet Inn place setting.
You've got to be kidding me, like with their logo on it or something, with the words Mullet Inn on it?
Well, it's got the fish on it. As a matter of fact, I sent you a picture. If you check your cell phone, I sent you a text with a picture of the coffee mug and the plate to your cell phone because I'm too stupid to know how to download it on a computer and send it to you on a computer.
We'll walk you through that, Papa. But listen, if
I
you
can
can
help you with
send that to us in an email, we will show that next week. I promise you, man. Those are images. Some people are olfactory sensitive, and I'm one of those people. And a lot of us are. We may not know what that means, but the minute we smell something like that paper that we used to write on in the first and second grade when we were learning our cursives in the third, that big paper they used to give us in kindergarten, it instantly takes you back.
Absolutely.
Some of us are visual. Some of us see something like that plate setting that you're talking about, and instantly it takes you back to that moment in time. And some of us are auditory. You might hear a song. A lot of us are. You hear a song, you remember exactly where you were when you heard that song. So We want to share those images with us, Case, and we'll definitely put them in our archives and
great.
share them for all time.
Yeah, we'll do. And my first dog, the guy named Larry, who was the guy who smoked the mullet in.
Sure.
He had a German Shepherd that was going to give birth, so he brought it to work. It had babies, it had the puppies in the smokehouse.
Oh, wow.
And we got to pick one, and we named it Smokey.
Wow,
Perfect.
man, what a
Perfect.
story, Case.
That's great.
That's why we do the show. It's for stories like that that we
Exactly.
do this show. Can we get your Bolita number?
Always 15 in honor of the 15-minute girl.
There you go,
Okay.
baby. She's not with us here tonight in studio, but she is in spirit. Case,
And in the airwaves.
sincerely, let's try to get something together. The weather's nice now, man. Maybe we can pull a little reunion together. Henry Grady, Dale Mabry, Wilson, Coleman, Plant people, Jefferson people, those of us that grew up in that. Anybody, Tampa natives.
We'll figure something out for sure. That'd be great.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for
Casey.
calling.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Steve.
Bye-bye.
You know, I
And
just
thanks
thought,
for
I just
sharing
thought
your
of one.
memories, Case. That's great.
I just thought of one while we were talking. La
Tell me.
Tosca Restaurant. Remember that on
Of
Rome
course,
in Hillsborough?
of course, of
You
course.
can get a full breakfast for $1.75, I think it was back then. Oh, we got a call.
Got a caller. Caller, I see you there on line 4. Please.
Different ring.
Stand by. This is on my cell phone.
You forgot to turn it off.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Natives Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello, caller. Don't listen to your
Hello?
TV and wait for that 7-second delay.
Can you hear me?
Talk to us directly. Talk to us. Caller, talk to us directly. I had you on mute, darling. Forgive me. Caller, talk to us directly here on the...
It's me. I'm calling from home. This is 15-Minute Girl, also known as Sally
Is
Nunez.
it that time already?
That 15-minute girl, she got us again. Honey, how are you feeling? Everybody that's calling in tonight wants to know.
Well, a big shout out to Big Mike in Orlando. Thank you for thinking of me.
And the skipper, Casey Powell, who picks 15 every time in honor of...
And Skipper, Casey, absolutely.
Well, we miss you here tonight, darling. Is there any place that you might remember that you can add to the conversation?
Yes. Der Wiener Schnitzel,
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah. That's right.
Frisch's Big Boy on Florida Avenue,
Yeah?
self-service shoe store,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
and Papagallo's on Del Mabry.
And Papagayos on Dale Mabry, the shoe store.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, darling. We appreciate you letting us know that we got 15 minutes to go. It's been wonderful. We've got photos we haven't even gotten to, and the phone hasn't stopped ringing. So how do we look at home?
You look great. You know what? I don't think you need me on the set. I think it looks good with just you and
Hey, you better go easy. You
Oh,
better go
no.
easy. You've got some fans out there that are not
That's right.
happy with
They
you
won't-
saying what
they
you're
won't like
saying
that.
right now.
Okay, baby. Have a good rest of the show.
Thank
Bye-
you. See
bye,
you in a little
15-minute
bit.
girl.
Bye-bye, 15-minute
right.
girl. That's our sweet 15-minute girl who got us again. Let's go to line 4.
She never misses.
And we got to hurry, partner.
Don't worry.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Natives Show. As the show comes to a close, thank you for waiting. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oli Gonzalez from West.
Oli.
It bounced. Oli Gonzalez
haven't
from
talked to you
West
in a while.
Tampa. Thank you for calling, Oli.
I know,
Man,
good
I
to
was
hear
thinking
from you.
about you the other day. We went to have dinner, myself, the 15-minute girl, my parents. We went over to Del Rio's, and man, there was a picture there in the Tampa room of some cat that looked a lot like you.
Just like me, huh?
And a
Just
highlight?
like you, man, in a
outfit?
highlight uniform, and
Yeah.
you were doing a rebote laying on the floor. What was all that about?
Well, those photos were lifted from the video.
Nice.
Oh, okay. We have that
Oli,
video.
don't you wish you could still play?
Yeah, but I'd be scared to get in there. I don't think I see as good as I used to.
Well, that's what happens when you get older, Oli. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it's the same reason my father doesn't drive on the interstate. You know what I mean? Things moving too fast, man.
Yeah, I'll be 60 next month. So,
Easy.
it's...
I'm right behind you, brother. I'm right behind you.
But anyway, they said some of the places since I've been holding the restaurants and stuff, but the Sports Center Lounge, the Oyster Bar on Cyprus, Medulla's on Armenia,
There you go.
Oh.
and so was Medena's Hardware and Alonso's.
And Alonso, that on Armenia. I had it on Howard. It was Armenia?
Yeah, Armenia.
Okay, okay.
And Latam's, the old Latam's.
Yep, my mom said Latam's a little bit ago. Very good.
And the 15-minute girl got me with Del Wiener Schnitzel.
She gets us all, man. Hey, listen, She has some tremendous fond memories of der Wiener Schnitzel. We can't have a hot dog in the house, not that we have them that often, but we do sometimes. And we can't have one without having sauerkraut on it. And she just gets that warm, fuzzy feeling all over because those were one of her favorite memories growing up in Tampa.
You know who owned that? The Mattasinis.
Did they?
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's news.
Yes.
That's
good
good to
stuff.
know.
Good, fresh stuff. Okay, give us your number.
My number is 28.
28.
Come on.
28. A lot of numbers
For
tonight.
Oli Gonzalez. Look at. Make sure we don't leave anybody out.
No,
Okay.
no. Oh wait.
Make sure you got all the
Let's
emails
see.
with all the numbers. Thank you, Oli. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Lama Zajcek.
Llamas and Zajceks, Candy Boulevard. Thank you, brother.
Wow.
Bye bye.
We got a few more here on email.
We love it when we get these calls like this. They just come hotter and heavier. We're getting to the end of the show. We got less than 10 minutes to go, but we do have a line open. 813-977-6800. Stevie, do you have a number for me?
We have not a bleeding number, but it's this is from Ron Harden. Redwood Inn, Get and Go, Wellswood Pharmacy, Nighthawk Restaurant, Deep South Ice Inn, Drive-In, Lang's Ice Cream. Remember Lang's?
Now, where is he from? Where's Ron? What part of town is that?
It doesn't say.
Because those don't necessarily jump out at me right away, but it's fresh. So I'm thinking that's a
Well,
different part.
Wellswood probably. Wellswood Pharmacy.
Okay,
maybe
Wellswood.
Central Tampa.
And he didn't give us a number tonight?
No, he sure didn't.
Ron.
And also Pat. Let's see.
Is that Pat Lambert?
I think it is. Well, I can't really tell. Pat L.
Pat Lambert.
Pat
Go
Lambert,
ahead.
that's her.
I can see it from here.
Bought
Yep.
my first window AC in 1969 with my brother and Annette Garcia would watch TV and B&W and stay cool. Bought it from Bobby Bird, paid $5 a week. Wait a minute. That's not a place. Where's B&W?
She bought my first window. AC unit, window
Yeah,
AC unit.
window AC.
From where, Pat? Where did you buy that window
she
AC
didn't put
unit?
that on
Because
here,
that's
okay.
probably what she's referring to. Is it in the subject
Western.
title?
It's on here. Western Auto
Stevie
on North
can't
Florida
see.
Avenue.
Stevie
I
can't
that.
see, baby. We're going to get him a big pair of glasses
Thicker
so he can
glasses,
see
maybe.
better. Western Auto on?
Florida Avenue.
Florida Avenue.
And
Well, all the
Lumps?
Western Autos are gone. There were two
Yeah.
on Dale Mabry. There was one across the street from where
There's
Wright's
one.
Gourmet House is now, the big freestanding Western Auto. And then there was the Western Auto that was up
On
in
Hillsborough.
Britton Plaza.
Right.
Wow. Thank you, Pat, for that. Okay, we got to hustle now, guys. We got to
know.
hustle, line 5.
Wow.
Caller, you're on the air. Thank you for waiting. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Karen Jobe from Land O'Lakes.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Good to hear from you again. Tell us someplace that we haven't mentioned tonight.
January 2nd, 1964, I was hired by Ted Couch to work for Northside Bank of Tampa.
Northside Bank of Tampa.
And I just celebrated my 50 years after 5 mergers. And this year I celebrated my 50 years.
Congratulations.
50 years?
Wow.
50 years with Northside Landmark.
That's a bell rung.
That's incredible.
Who stays any place for 50 years anymore? That's an amazing...
Especially with a
There you
bank.
go. And listen, Uncle Walt was trying to get through his trouble with your phone line. He wanted me to mention Dan Tucker's on Columbus Drive.
Dan
Old
Tucker's on-
Barbecue.
Wow. Uncle Walt, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We know you're watching. And you know what? I still owe Aunt Betty a shirt. And I need to know if somebody's going to meet me somewhere or if I should mail it to her. So, Karen, just let her know that we're still trying to get that to her.
She's watching. And also he wanted me to mention Henry West Hardware on Nebraska, I believe, and the Estuary Bar or Estuary Sandwich Shop down by the Estuary.
Nice.
Wow, some great
Woo!
ones.
We know. There, and listen, we may have to do this in a 2-part story.
I think we
because
might have to.
We have 20 photos. We haven't shown one.
Not one
We've
yet.
got to go to caller on line 4. We've got to do a bolito drawing. My father's falling asleep in the chair over here next. You can't see him. And we've still got to end the show. So thank you so much, Karen. Did we have your number?
50.
50 in honor of 50 years. Congratulations on that
Yeah,
milestone.
that is a great milestone.
Very, very much. I'm very proud, and Aunt Betty and Uncle Walter equally as proud.
Listen, I thought
I
I
can
did
see
good
why.
by staying 30 years in the airline business. You got me beat by 20 years, Karen.
It's been phenomenal.
Wow.
Thank you so much, sweetie.
That's good.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That is incredible.
Caller, you might be our last caller of the night, so let's make it a good call. Thank you for calling. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Larry Cox.
All right, Larry, how are you?
Good. Living in Lutz.
Living in Lutz, Larry, and you know this is the Tampa Native Show. Since you're a first-time caller, is that true?
Yes, it is.
You get a bell rung, and
right.
you got to tell us, how'd you find out about us?
I stumbled across the channel one night a couple of weeks ago, and I never miss now. It's
Oh, wow, Larry, that's pretty cool, man.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for looking at it. You know, we know that you're out there. We know that you're watching. Sometimes it's difficult to get in. Sometimes you just don't want to call to disrupt the flow. But we really appreciate you looking in on us. We got about 3 minutes to go, Larry. Now, next week, call us earlier. Promise. Tell us someplace we've forgotten, man.
Okay, over in East Tampa is where I grew up. and over there was White's Drive-In.
White's Drive-In.
Up on 50th Street.
I don't remember that.
Wow, that's fresh, man, because we didn't grow up in that part of town, so that's new for us.
Yeah. They made the best root beer float in the world. It was good.
Root beer float.
Those are great.
Oh, Larry, give us your Bolita number. We want you to win something tonight.
Number 8.
Number 8 coming up. Thank you, Larry. Thanks for looking in on us, man. We're here every week. Tell your friends.
I will.
Appreciate you.
Speaking of root beer floats, how about dog and suds?
Dog and suds, man. Oh, yeah, we got 2 minutes to go, dude.
Already?
Let's grab those Bolita balls. Grab those Bolita balls.
No more emails.
Thank you, callers. We have all of your calls. We have all of your numbers.
This has been incredible, huh?
Let's do this. If I can get our two studio guests, we got 2 minutes. Come on over here, studio guests. Take your time. Step right behind me here in between me and Steve. Lefty, grab your bride's hand there and make sure everybody's steady. Lefty, you grab the first one. We'll save the best for last. 2 minutes to go. This is for the Forever. This is for the Forever Yours calendar donated by Blanca Hernandez, who today it's her birthday. Daddy, what's that number?
19.
Number 19. 19. Closest to without going over. That means 18, 17.
Let's get this right. Let's
16,
get this right.
15. How about Cindy Baluha with number
there she goes.
18?
Congratulations.
Winner Chicken Dinner. Cindy Baluha, winner Chicken Dinner. And this is for a Tampa Natives t-shirt.
Very comfortable.
Carmen Nunez, get in there and tell us what you won.
Cotton.
Tell us what number that is, Carmen.
46.
46. I believe.
Two without going over.
You know who that number that is normally? You know whose number that is normally?
That's
Come on.
David Benito.
That's David Benito. Right. And he went over because he picked 47.
Oh,
so
no.
it falls back to Sherry Strawberry. See,
How
David?
funny.
Sherry Strawberry, congratulations. Let us know.
Never change your first impression.
Big Mike, send us your email address and we'll get that out to you in the mail. Got 1 minute to go. Wow. Guys, did you have a good time tonight?
Yes.
Stay right here. We'll say goodbye together. We got just a minute to go. Stay right here. Look right into that camera. Listen, we missed our 15-minute girl tonight, but so thank you so much for calling in. Thank you, Dory, for doing a great job tonight on the phone. We had so many phone callers. We appreciate it. Becky Yata, sitting at the controls of our TriCaster. We love you. Thank you, Becky, for doing a great job. Stevie.
We're going to have to do part 2, I think.
I'm breathless, brother.
This is out of control.
Thank you to our sponsors.
In a good way.
Thank you to our friends, everybody who calls in every week, and those that are making contributions. If you'd like to help out by making a contribution, let us hear from you. Good times at TampaNativeShow.com. Pretty good show, partner.
It was fantastic. Loved it. And there's still more on my list.
Let me just say, on behalf of Tampa Steve, Phil Nunez, Carmen Nunez, I'm Mario Nunez and the 15-minute girl at home. Salud.
Salud.
And happy days.
Happy days.
We love you, Tampa.
See you next week.
See you next week. Thank you, guys. What a great show.
Younger,
nice.
Look at the show.
Everything seemed new. We used to have a lot of fun. Yes, we did. No matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights. Going anywhere we please. With love that I could call my own. Love that I've always known. The city that I call my home. A home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa. Oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Natives Show.